here. As you can see, I'm inside for a little bit today, getting some work done and taking care of some things. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about homesteading. I'm on a Facebook page that's called Small YT Homesteaders, and it actually stands for Small YouTube Homesteaders. And it's a place for any YouTube channels who have a smaller number of subscribers or new to the YouTube world to come and get to know each other and get support and information and basically just kind of hang out and be there for each other. And so I've gotten to meet some really wonderful people already, and it's been a great thing. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing is a small collaboration amongst ourselves to ask the question and answer the question of why we became homesteaders or what brought us to homesteading. And for the Sullivan family, it's pretty simple. Basically, this is the way that I was raised. My great-grandparents, we'll call them Sprout and Pappy, they were farmers, and they had chickens, and they had gardens, and they had tractors, and would bale hay for people and themselves, and they would have field crops, and they were just really good, salt of the earth, down home folks, and they lived off the land as much as possible, and they did an awful lot of you know, old school living, and so, when I think about how I want to spend my days, and when I think about how I want to live my life, I don't think about the rat race in the city. I don't think about the stores that I can shop at, or the new cars I can drive, or anything like that. I think about sitting on the porch and listening to the cicadas. I think about going outside and listening to the chickens clucking around. I like the idea of riding our horses and hanging out with our friends around a fire, and very simple things. And, when Matt and I got together, one of the things that he and I used to talk about was how he really wanted to move out to the country. Um, he had spent his entire life in, well, let's say, a 5 mile radius in Wichita, and, if you've never been to Wichita, it is the world's biggest small town. It's a big city for all intents and purposes, but, it kind of does have a small town feel also in a lot of places there. So he was very much looking forward to moving out of town, going out to the country, maybe having a little garden, and maybe a few animals. And I dreamed of a bigger farm. I still dream of a bigger farm. If I could help it and it were up to me, we would have cattle. We would have a lot more of what we have now. We would have a lot more chickens, a lot more chickens. We would have a lot more goats and some sheep and some pigs, and I don't know, just a lot of animals. And so homesteading for me is having a garden, to be able to go outside and pull a tomato off the vine and put it in my mouth and know that it doesn't have pesticides and it's not going to make me sick, and it is as healthy as it is ever going to be. It is going out to the chicken coop and grabbing a couple of eggs and coming in the house and frying them up fresh and putting a slice of homemade bread in the toaster and slathering on some homemade butter. And Mr. Sullivan would say, making sure to put the cinnamon and sugar on it as well. So that's what brings us to homesteading. That's why we do what we do. And so that being said, I also need to give a shout out to another one of our small YouTube channels that's on our Facebook page. And the one that I'd like to give a shout out to, and it's kind of hard to decide because there are so many of them. But the one that I want to give a shout out to is Marina over at the Passionate Gardener. And I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel in the description box below. Go check her page out. She has got some really cool videos. She talks an awful lot about gardening, as you can imagine from the title, and she does a great job. So go check out her channel and make sure you subscribe to it. Make sure you subscribe to us. And if you're a small YouTube channel or you're just starting out and you're on Facebook, go check out Small YT Homesteaders on Facebook. And I'll put the link to that below also. And y'all have a good day.